all of the real-life deadline day transfers have been updated, and luckily for us, Sunderland were busy as well. So we have some new signings at the club, thanks to real-life Sunderland. Again, unfortunately, Chelsea have recalled Mark Guiu. So we've let Guiu go back to Chelsea in this save. I know we bought him in this save as a result of the previous happenings, but with Brian Brobby being brought in IRL and with Guiu being recalled, then I think we'll do it with Brobby moving forward. So unfortunately, Mark Guiu's time at Sunderland has come to an end, but that's the case in real life too. So Brobby will be our starting striker moving forward. We also have Lucerel Getraude here, the Dutchman, centre-back and right-back and left-back, the go-to man in a number of areas. He's actually only in on loan IRL. I think there might be a buy clause if Sunderland stay up. And, well, we stayed up, so he would have joined permanently if this were real life. And we've also brought in Bertrand Traore as Sunderland have IRL, although unlikely to use him that heavily initially because, of course, we made the signings of Serge Gnabry recently. We also brought in Jalanolu and Taylor as well as Jed Spence, who's currently on the left. You guys have decided, and probably quite rightly to be fairly, that with Patterson being in the team of the season last year in the Premier League, it would be the wrong thing to do to replace him in the starting lineup and the unrealistic thing to do. So whilst we are being a bit more unrealistic than we usually are in this save, because it's the last save and we're having a bit of fun, I get why you'd want Patterson to stay. So all of the real-life transfers that have gone through most recently are now updated as of nearly 3 p.m. on the 3rd. Apologies for this video not making it live yesterday. Various reasons for that, just real-life stuff. So we will be uploading Saturday, and you may well get a video Sunday as well to make up for that as we look to power through this third season here at Sunderland to ensure that you guys have plenty of content to keep you entertained before FC26 arrives within the next couple of weeks. And it really is just a couple of weeks now until FC26 is here. So the excitement is building. The anticipation is building. We hope they've got it bloody right. Regardless, we want to get this right. Trey Hume is under significant interest. I'm not going to sell him to bloody Newcastle, I'll tell you that much. We have Sheffield United to start, then Leeds United after that, and in save transfer deadline day as well. Not planning on making any other sales or signings myself, but we are going to get the chance to see Brian Brobby start up top for us for the first time in this one. So off to Bramall Lane we go. Whilst you drop the video a like, you ensure you're subscribed to the channel so you don't miss out on any more of this save or, of course, FC26 when it starts. We will be Crystal Palace and Valencia for the first two saves that start at the same time here on the channel, running side by side for FC26. But right now we're concentrating on the final few games and seasons at Sunderland, and Sheffield United is our next destination. Sheffield United's side isn't spectacular. They've come back up from the league. But in fact, no, Sheffield United survived last year, didn't they? And they managed to stay in the league. But not sure they'll do it again. Mike Cooper in goal. Nico Sigur at right back. Mike van der Horn. Jaffet Tangango's a new signing. And Harrison Burrows at left back. Souza and Janelt in the midfield with Chong on the right, Hamer on the left, O'Hare at cam, and Cannon through the middle. Number of new signings for them in real life, actually, here at Sheffield United. They've got Alan Brown, our former midfielder as well, playing for them. Probably starts. Everyone else is as they were in the first game of the season where we got our decent victory. I just tried to kick off there, thinking the red and white stripes and black shorts was me. But no, we're away for this one. And hopefully we'll put in another good performance and maybe concede less goals than we did against Brighton. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Although if the level of entertainment is still that high, then we won't complain too much, because that was a hell of a bloody game of football, wasn't it? Kenneth Taylor. That's not where that was supposed to go. The ball from Taylor was supposed to go to bloody Siddiqui in the first place. O'Hare on the run now here for Sheffield United, but Jalanolu doing Jalanolu things and getting stuck in. Kenneth Taylor wins it back, and there is plenty of space out here, and that's a lovely ball to Talby. And Brian Brobby, whose name I will certainly be tripping over a few times, is in the middle. It's going to fall to Taylor. Knock it across here to Siddiqui, who's fired it straight into the arms of the waiting Cooper. First chance comes, first chance goes, no goal. Taylor looking for Talby, finding him. Talby, oh, I should have played through Bobby. I thought he'd run offside. I didn't realise there was actually an extra defender back there that was playing him on in rather typical FC25 defence fashion. Siddiqui, around the corner could be Adingra, around the corner is Adingra, and Adingra always does this. Sunderland 1, Sheffield United 0. It's to be expected, but you've still got to do the business, regardless of the calibre of opponent, and, well, Adingra's done the business. Burrows. Decent. Not a great clearance. And it has gone in. Sheffield United fire back. The clearance was terrible. Fell back to Sheffield United. They've taken a large slice of fortune in actually getting that in. But it's a terrible clearance. And then the first time pass. Post off the back of Anthony Patterson. And then into the back of the net, I think. Yep, exactly that. Well, it's 1-1 then. Quick footwork. Love that from Hakan. And the ball. And Talby to Adingra. Looking for Bobby. Onside. Can't find the pass, but has won it back. Adingra again. Bobby doesn't score on debut yet. Wide on his left foot. Adingra through the gap. Oh, stumbling. They've given that straight to Brian Bobby. Never mind. Oh, what in God's green earth is going on? Bobby! We're leading by 2-1. That's what's going on. Brian Bobby scores on debut. Good. Now many, many more, please. Hamer. And O'Hare. They nearly fired back immediately again. This is kind of Brighton-esque, isn't it, in terms of the end-to-end nature of it and the amount of chances on goal. That clearance a little better than the last one. Siddiqui tries to complete it, and that should be half-time, and it is. We haven't scored a third yet, but hopefully, well, A, hopefully we don't need to, but B, hopefully we do anyway, whether we need it or not, because it's nice to keep the goal tally ticking over, and as we saw last season, it could have been the case that goal difference might well have decided things. In the end, it was points. Robbie's in. Oh, and it should have been 3, but it's not. Chong's gotten the better of Spence. First time that's happened, really. And it might result in a bloody goal. Hasn't scored. Christ, nearly 2 own goals in the same game for Sheffield United to benefit from. That was close. Did make some changes in the 75th minute or so, but the ball just hasn't got out of play yet for them to happen. So unfortunately, Geertruida isn't going to be able to make his debut today. But we are going to get 3 points. So we'll give Geertruida the start potentially against Leeds United in a week's time. That's 6 from 6. Liverpool, despite the fact we moved Ekitike to them in this save last season, they've now sold him to Spurs. Intriguing. That's a decision that I'm surprised they took, but that's probably a result of us moving Alexander Isak to Liverpool. They've decided that they don't need both, and that they're going to sell Hugo Ekitike. I'm wondering when the Champions League phase is going to be drawn. We did just have one game rescheduled, but I imagine we would have had more to reschedule. No. I thought we might have more rescheduled because of the nature of the Champions League. Well, welcome to the Champions League. How about Atletico Madrid away? Yikes. Forest in the Cup as well, twice. We have won the Carabao... No, we won the FA Cup, didn't we? We won the FA Cup? We won the Carabao Cup. I think we won the FA Cup, didn't we? Atleti, Atalanta, Besiktas, Stade Rennais, who were French champions last year, Anderlecht, AEK Athens, Porto and Rangers. Rangers away as well, so it'd be great to play at Ibrox, actually. That I am looking forward to. For now, though, it's Leeds United versus Sunderland, and ourselves, Leeds, and our first save in the Premier League of FC26, Crystal Palace, are the only 3 sides with 2 wins in 2. So already, lots of sides dropping points, as Atleti have signed Bruno Guimaraes there, as you can see. Well, this then is first versus second in the early stages of the save. Luca Perry in goal for Leeds, Jayden Bogle, Joe Roden, Pascal Strauch and Nathaniel Brown is their backline. Ayo Tanaka alongside Frank Yannick Kessier, actually, at CDM. Dan James on the right, Ramalzani on the left, Baldanzi at cam, a new signing in real life, Noah Okafor, leads the line. There are some other options on the bench that were all right, including an 82 rated Romelu Lukaku, although I'm not sure whether he'll do much. We should be able to deal with someone like him with Getrauda making a start here. Mukiele, that's quite a powerful central partnership, isn't it there? Chris Riggs starts, as does Serge Gnabry on the right-hand side. Other than that, we are as we were for the last game. It would be a little bit harsh to just use Jed Spence's pace against everybody, but I might do it quite regularly this season. Jed Spence is rather quick. Jalhanoglu taking his first set piece of his time here at Sunderland. Probably's won that header well. I've no idea. I think we're going to get a free kick for handball. No, they're going to get a free kick for handball. Oh, how I would have loved a Jalhanoglu free kick from that sort of range. We haven't had one from any sort of goal-scoring range yet. But I am desperate to get one because that's a large reason as to why we brought Jalhanoglu in over a handful of other options we might have had in that CDM position. We get to that with Gnabry, we can't. And Ramalzani races towards me. And this is opening up for him. And he's gone for it, but Patterson holds on well. Now there's plenty of space out there for Serge Gnabry. Oh, and how's your touch? He's got decent acceleration. He's away from Nathaniel Brown. I've got Brian Brobby with me. A little dink to try and find Brobby! Who has the worst volley you've seen for a while. He's basically chipped it straight into the keeper's hands. Not what I really wanted from you there, Brian. I don't know whether it was an intentional run past the ball. Jesus, hit it hard, why don't you? Whether it was an intentional leave the ball behind by Dan James or he just messed his touch up, but it sent Jed Spence. Ramazani with the corner. And Rodon's up, and Getrauda will just get rid of it. We'll chase after this with Adingra. Can't get to it. It's a really accurate header. It needed to be, because the other two people that were there to maybe receive the ball were both wearing red and white stripes. Lovely little back heel, and into the box. Could have taken a deflection off the defender. Didn't. Lively at the beginning of this game too. Premier League is quite entertaining at the beginning of this third season. That's a challenge and a half from Ayo Tanaka. And Dan James could be in again. He really is. When did Dan James become Kylian Mbappe? Oh, never mind. He's not Kylian Mbappe. Ramazani and Brown. Forward from fullback. Can't get there with Hume. Can get there with Getrauda. But Ramazani gets it off him. And, well, that's what you call strength. I told you they were quite the unit at the back. That's a good run by Brobs. And the Brobster's in. He was in. He could be in again. He is. How's your touch? Right, is your shooting on the ground better than your shooting on a volley? Yes, Brian Brobby, I think, is going to be a particularly good goal scorer for us. Because that's 2 in 2. Win that, please, Chris. Thank you, Chris. Gnabry. Could do it all himself. Could use Chris Rigg. Has done. Brobby's in the middle. He's calling for it. Jesus Christ, can you imagine? He's offside. Bloody hell. Rigg. Siddiqui. And Adingra. Oh, piss. Tanaka. Oh, that's a great ball. And Noah Okafor's in. Thankfully, he took the shot early. That was a mistake. When you're clean in like that, be brave. Take it further. Look, in fact, the manager was so disappointed that Okafor didn't take it around the keeper. He's taken him off. Should have actually brought that down there, shouldn't I? Romelu Lukaku is now on the pitch for Leeds United. But it was Dan James that nearly scored the goal. Getrauda looking for Serge Gnabry. Little nudge in the back, but play continues. Play does not continue. Hume and Rigg. Some support. Siddiqui. Could do some support with his own. Rigg, get through that gap. Go on, Chris. Oh, what a challenge! Jeez Louise, where's he come from there? That leg was longer than bloody... I was going to say Voldemort then. Voldemort. Voldemort. Christ's sake. Here's Brown. Mukiele's in the way, but it's going to fall to Lukaku and then Ramazani, but Lukaku was offside. We've got Harry Potter characters on the pitch now, apparently. Rigg. Oh, it's a great ball for Gnabry. Just needs to get this right, and Brobby's in. And Brobby bags again. That was all about the physicality to hold off the defender. We're 2 goals to the good, and that's his 3rd goal already. If he's this good for Sunderland in real life, they will be staying up. Out to Bogle. Win that header, please, Hakan. Well up, Jalanolu. Kelly with a little dink to get it away. Charlie's just scored against Tottenham. It's Wolverhampton Wanderers 2. Tottenham 0 just popped up in the top corner of my screen, and it's Charlie Visser, I thought you told me about that. Charlie Visser, the Patreon player, that's just scored against Spurs. I agree with those of you in the comment section that it is a rather silly low points tally in the league for the title last year, but that's been the case for a number of seasons now, hasn't it? The Premier League in FC always seems to end up with a very low points tally for the side that ends up winning the title. Why that is, I'm not sure. Maybe just because so many teams are so good in the Premier League that everyone takes points off everyone else and no one actually runs away with it. But we are running away with this game, and Brian Robbie does have a hat-trick. I couldn't have picked a better striker, could I, really? And I didn't pick him. Yeah, unfortunately, EA have made the decision that... That's a great ball. Oh, and Lukaku's going to get there with a header. Leeds have one back. Unfortunately, my creator code for EA isn't available for FC. They made the decision to not add FC26 to the creator code program. Literally every other EA game is on the creator code program. So if you're thinking of picking up Battlefield 6 when it comes out, then use Chesnoid on PC as a promo code, and you'll be able to get, support the channel. Unfortunately, you'll probably put 2 and 2 together to figure out why they're not doing the creator code for FC, but they're not. So, unfortunately, I can't get you any sort of discount on the PC version of FC, and you can't support the channel by buying your PC version of FC with my creator code. But it is what it is. They are a business at the end of the day. The fact that it's probably going to cost me a few £1,000 is not really any of their concern. Sad. I am sad though, because that creator code program for FC26 could genuinely have been rather massive for me and for every content creator. I need to concentrate though, because Leeds United are back in this. It's 3-2. No thank you. Gnabry inside to Rig. Now there are 4 minutes added on here, so what I need to do is just keep the ball out of Leeds' possession, and we'll end up winning the game. Could maybe add another goal. Oh, am I going to get lucky? I think I might. Oh, I am to a point, but Gnabry's missed the chance. Well, Leeds have, as the fans were singing a moment ago, have been marching on together in this second half, but they haven't found the third goal they craved. But we did need that Brian Robbie hat-trick at the end of the day to guarantee the win. But we are now 9 from 9 with regards points in the Premier League. So if Crystal Palace haven't won, then we're the only side with a 100% record thus far. With Brighton, Sheffield United and Leeds, Palace have lost 2-0 to Sheffield United. You would have expected us to be 9 from 9, but we have to actually do it. Newcastle are there or thereabouts again, and Sheffield United, other than the defeat to me, have actually started the season very well indeed, as have Leeds, as have Crystal Palace. City got another game to play, so they'll go second if they win that game in hand, which might be against Chelsea or Man United or Brighton. Don't know. We'll find out in due course. What we also need to find out is what's going to happen on transfer deadline day, and that is on the way next. Right, transfer deadline day. Heavy rumours for a number of players, including Patreon player Will Hillier there. Lewis Hall might be on his way out of Newcastle to the Bundesliga. Man United might be signing another bloody goalkeeper. So far, Emega is the biggest move on deadline day. James Black has actually moved there, another Patreon player, to Juventus. It's a good move for him. From Elfsborg, I think it was, that he was at previously. There is Juan Garcia moving from Barcelona to Manchester United. Lewis Hall has gone to the Bundesliga, and Quiveen Kelleher has moved from Brentford to Crystal Palace. They're the latest ones, the biggest ones there, as you can see. I've had 2 offers for Todibo, no, and Patterson, no. No, thank you. The only way Patterson leaves now is if we get a bid from, like, a really big boy. And to be fair, Barcelona will be looking for a new keeper, but I think they're probably going to be looking for someone that's slightly more advanced in their progression than than Anthony Patterson. Simikan has moved from Al Nassr to Betis, so he's back to Europe now. No other big deals yet, though, to note, as we're 5 hours in. Had a bid from, I can't quite see who the badge was, Tottenham for Alderete. No, thank you. Carreras might be leaving Liverpool, might be leaving Real Madrid, though. He's only just gone to Real Madrid IRL. Guendouzi moves to Barcelona. So they've replaced the goalkeeper with a CDM. And Conor Gallagher goes to Marseille. Marseille have signed loads of players in real life. We've done lots of... Actually, a loan to Mönchengladbach might actually be quite good for Bertrand Traoré. Loads of moves for Marseille in real life. Really surprised to see quite so many moves that they've done. IRL. De Zerbi's going to have twice as many players at his disposal the beginning of the season. Tariq George has gone on loan there to Palermo from Juventus. He moved in real life to Fulham, hasn't he? So maybe I should do that one too. I'm apprehensive because he's obviously moved again here. Tariq George wasn't on the list that I used. Oh, the Tariq George deal collapsed, did it? I'm being told by live chat. So no, we won't be doing Tariq George to Fulham. I did wonder why that wasn't on the list that we were updating from on Transfermarkt. Uzun moves to Bayern Munich. Arnau Martinez moves to Chelsea, so he's come to the Premier League now. Bellanova moves to Union Berlin. Still no other... There you go. Alvaro Carreras moves to Liverpool. The former Manchester United man arrives. And Bertrand Traoré, who came in real life, we're going to loan out because I don't really need him. So he'll go out on loan. There's still heavy rumours for others, but looks like that's all that's going to happen, really. Interest in Pope, interest in Bromwich, but there's not enough time for anything to get done. So I'll go and update my spreadsheet with regards where Patreon players have moved, because I believe there is quite a few that have been done. Nearly 900 million spent across all leagues today. That's just over twice what Liverpool spent in the whole bloody window. In real life. They spent a lot of bloody money. Right. I'm going to go and sort that spreadsheet out, and then we can see exactly who's done what in the transfer market throughout the course of the whole save. So transfer history for this save, this window. Wow. Moises Caicedo moves for over £100 million again. From Brighton to Chelsea, now from Chelsea to Newcastle. Presumably that's their Bruno Guimaraes replacement, as Bruno moved on in this save earlier, as we saw. Ryan Gravenberch has gone from Liverpool to Aston Villa. Teo Hernandez has come to the Premier League to join Manchester United. Girassi to Crystal Palace is an intriguing one. Moise Keane to AC Milan. He's just signed a new contract extension, I think, at Fiorentina in real life. Dani Olmo to Liverpool. Antonio Nusa to Bilbao. Yeah, the Norwegian that is definitely from the Basque region. Bruno Guimaraes. Oh, actually, Bruno was at Chelsea. So he's gone Chelsea to Atleti. So no, I'm not sure why. Well, you know why that Newcastle have brought Caicedo, because they feel like they need their midfield strengthening, which, to be fair, from memory, they do. Buongiorno joins Arsenal. Samu joins Crystal Palace. They're signing all the strikers, it seems. Conor Gallagher to Marseille. Ruben Dias to Napoli. Good riddance. Hugo Ekitike to Tottenham. Marcos Leonardo to Sociedad. Cody Gakpo to Arsenal. Pedro Porro to Newcastle. Newcastle are going to be really strong again this season, aren't they? Jonathan Burkhardt to Leverkusen. Anthony Elanga, they've sold now at Newcastle to Frankfurt. Noni Madueke has now left Arsenal to go to Napoli. Charles de Ketelara to Chelsea. Gonçalves to Napoli. We saw the Garcia and Carreras ones. Robin Lenormand to Valencia. Restes leaves Wolves to go to Lazio. Guendouzi leaves Lazio to go to Barcelona. Milero Gruter leaves Brighton. Aït-Nouri goes to Marseille. Sané to Roma. Camara to Barcelona. Simpson. Oh, Jadon Sancho's finally left Manchester United permanently. I won't be signing him at Valencia in the FC26 save. Kenneth Taylor to Sunderland. Thank you very much for him. Jan Couto's gone to Girona. Girona signed a handful of the Patreon players as well. Reece James goes back to Chelsea from Fiorentina, which is an intriguing one. Jamie Gittins now leaves Chelsea. Simikan, we saw the joining of Chelsea, who signed 2 right-backs then. All right, suit yourselves. Or was Martinez a left-back? No, I'm sure. I was going to say, sure, it was a right-back. And Nwaneri moves from Barcelona to PSG. Christ. Liam Delap to Atleti to join Conor Gallagher. Although Conor Gallagher might have moved in this window, actually, earlier up on the list, mightn't he? Archie Gray to Juventus. Baldanzi to Leeds, we just played against. Tapsoba to Brighton. That's a good signing. In fact, Tapsoba played against us for Brighton earlier in the season, in yesterday's episode, or the last episode. We saw Omega, Alessandro Martinez moves back to the Premier League to Wolves. Cucurella to Real Madrid. Lewis Hall we saw leave. Boyomo leaves. Rico Lewis has gone from Dortmund to Barcelona. We saw Granit Xhaka. There's lots of moves. Big window, all told. It was a big window for the Patreon players as well. More green here than I think we've ever had in any transfer window, in any save. Rather than read them all individually, I shall let you pause and screenshot. So we'll go from Liam moving from Doncaster Rovers to FC Bayern Munich, and then we'll scroll down and you can see the rest. So many moves. I'm sure of it, is the biggest window for Patreon players in Patreon history, which is like 4 years, and Christ knows how many saves. So fair play to everyone that's earned themselves a step up. Some of you stepped sideways or backwards, some might say, but most of you have stepped up. So GG's, boys. Well done. Well, rephrase. GG's, boys, and Catherine, who has swapped Bradford City to Real Madrid. So fair enough. Can understand why she might well have made that move. So with regards to your actual ratings, I'll just scroll through. Again, by all means, feel free to pause and have a look. You can come and join me on stream if you want to see your players' stats in more detail and see me scroll through everything like that so you can see what's going on. But for now, that is going to bring this episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Like I say, apologies it took an extra day to get to you, but it's here now. Hello, you've got it. Do join me on stream for more, and come and subscribe to the channel on Twitter. Or follow the channel on Twitch. If you want to subscribe on Twitch, then that would be banging, but it's obviously your financial decision. Subscribe here on YouTube. That's the free option. And follow on Twitch. But for now, that's all for today. We will be uploading a video again tomorrow, and I think I'm probably going to upload all the way over the weekend as well, so you guys get plenty of Sunderland content between now and the end of the cycle. And that's when Crystal Palace and Valencia will join the channel in the history of everything that we've done here. So that's all for me for today. Join me tomorrow for Sunderland's first ever Champions League games against Atletico Madrid and Atalanta. Quite the start. I'll see you then.